Let me tell you a story, not about the happy, fizzy fairy tale Coca-Cola likes to show you, but the real story. A story filled with addiction, secrets, war, and ruthless business. This is how a simple bottle of sugar water became a global giant. It all begins with a man named John Stith Pemberton. He was a veteran of the American Civil War. During the war, he was badly wounded, and to cope with the pain, doctors gave him morphine. Morphine is highly addictive, and Pemberton soon became dependent on it. After the war, he struggled with this addiction and searched for ways to ease his suffering. At the same time, in the late 1800s, America was flooded with what they called patent medicines. These were bottles of liquid with wild promises to cure almost anything. Most were unregulated and filled with dangerous ingredients like alcohol, opiates, and cocaine. People drank these tonics thinking they were medicine, but many were addicted or harmed. One of the most popular was Vin Mariani, a mix of wine and coca leaves. Coca leaves contain cocaine, but back then, nobody fully understood how dangerous it was. Pemberton, a trained pharmacist, thought he could make his own version of Vin Mariani. He created a drink he called French wine coca. It had coca leaves and cola nuts. Cola nuts contain caffeine, which gives a stimulating effect. Together, these gave a boost of energy and alertness. His tonic promised to cure headaches, fatigue, and many other ailments. It was marketed as a miracle drink. But then, Atlanta, where Pemberton lived, banned alcohol. This meant French wine coca, which contained wine, could no longer be sold legally. Pemberton had to change the recipe. He removed the wine and replaced it with carbonated water. This change made the drink taste bitter and strange. To make it palatable, he added a lot of sugar and caramel coloring. The new concoction was a syrup mixed with fizzy water. At first, people did not like it. The taste was unusual, and it took time to catch on. Here comes Frank Mason Robinson, Pemberton's bookkeeper. He saw potential in the syrup but knew it needed a catchy name. Robinson invented the name Coca-Cola, inspired by the two main ingredients, coca leaves and cola nuts. He also designed the now famous flowing script logo. Robinson believed the name and logo would make the drink stand out. Here is something many people do not know. Until about 1904, Coca-Cola did contain small amounts of cocaine. Cocaine was legal and considered a medicine then. The drink was advertised as a brain tonic and cure for headaches, exhaustion, and other illnesses. The caffeine from cola nuts gave an added stimulant effect. Together, these ingredients made Coca-Cola popular and addictive. John Pemberton, however, never got rich from his creation. He was ill, addicted, and in debt. He sold parts of his rights to the drink to several people. Shortly before he died in 1888, he sold the rest of the company for just $2,300. This was a tiny amount compared to what Coca-Cola would become. The man who bought the company was Asa Griggs Candler, a shrewd and ruthless businessman. Candler was aggressive and very good at marketing. He spent years pushing Coca-Cola into every corner of America. He gave out free samples, plastered the Coca-Cola name on billboards, barns, and buildings. He paid celebrities and doctors to recommend the drink as healthy. Candler also created a clever image around Coca-Cola. He didn't just sell a beverage, he sold happiness, joy, and the American dream. Coca-Cola became linked to fun, friendship, and togetherness. You might be surprised to learn that the modern image of Santa Claus, the jolly red-suited man, was heavily shaped by Coca-Cola advertising starting in the 1930s. This helped Coke become part of American culture. Despite this success, Candler made a huge mistake. Two lawyers approached him with an idea to bottle Coca-Cola. Until then, Coke was mostly sold at soda fountains. Bottling would allow people to buy Coke anywhere, anytime. But Candler thought bottling was too expensive and complicated. He dismissed the idea, but sold the bottling rights to those lawyers for just $1. This contract had no time limit or price changes, meaning bottlers paid a fixed low price for syrup no matter what. This deal cost Coca-Cola millions over decades. In the early 1900s, Coca-Cola also fought many legal battles. Some states tried to ban it because of the cocaine content or caffeine. Candler fought back hard, using lawyers and influence to keep selling Coke. In 1904, Coca-Cola removed cocaine from the formula after the drug became widely known as harmful and illegal. But by then, the brand was firmly established. Then came World War II, a time of great challenge and opportunity for Coca-Cola. Sugar and other ingredients were rationed because the war needed these resources. Many companies had to cut production or stop completely, but Coca-Cola convinced the U.S. government that soldiers needed Coke to stay happy and motivated. The company promised to supply Coke to all American troops no matter what. The government agreed and gave Coca-Cola unlimited sugar and materials. Coke built bottling plants near battlefields in Europe and the Pacific. Soldiers drank Coke every day, and Coca-Cola became a symbol of home and hope. American soldiers shared Cokes with locals, spreading the brand worldwide. However, there is a dark side to this story. While Coca-Cola presented itself as a patriotic brand in the U.S., its German branch continued doing business with the Nazis. The company's ads appeared at Nazi rallies, and their drinks were served to Hitler Youth. When trade bans cut off syrup supplies, the German Coca-Cola team created a new drink from leftover fruit scraps and cheese whey. This drink was called Fanta. After the war, Coca-Cola took control of Fanta and made it part of their global portfolio. The man who ran Coca-Cola's German operations during the Nazi period was promoted within the company. This fact was kept quiet for many years. Coca-Cola's dark history does not stop there. Over the decades, the company has been accused of harsh labor practices around the world. In many countries, Coca-Cola has fought violently against workers trying to form unions. In Colombia, for example, some union leaders working at Coca-Cola bottling plants were reportedly threatened, attacked, or even killed. Coca-Cola denied direct involvement, but has faced ongoing criticism for not protecting workers. The company has also been criticized for environmental damage. Coca-Cola uses vast amounts of water to produce its drinks. In parts of India, water shortages worsened because Coca-Cola plants drained local groundwater. Villagers struggled to find water for farming and daily use. Protests and legal battles forced Coca-Cola to shut some factories or improve water use, but the damage hurt communities deeply. Coca-Cola has also faced health controversies. Its drinks are loaded with sugar, contributing to obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay worldwide. For years, Coca-Cola spent millions lobbying governments and funding research to downplay these health risks. The company promoted diet sodas and other healthier options, but critics say this is just a marketing move to protect profits. Moreover, Coca-Cola has a history of aggressive marketing tactics. In poor countries, they often target children with colorful ads and toys. Some accuse Coca-Cola of exploiting vulnerable markets where people have less education about health. Coca-Cola's global empire was built not only on clever marketing and a secret formula, but also on political influence, legal battles, and sometimes ruthless tactics. Despite all this, Coca-Cola remains one of the most recognized brands in the world. It shows how powerful ideas, marketing, and business strategies can create a giant, even when the product is just sweetened water with caffeine. So next time you take a sip of Coca-Cola, remember this truth. It is not just a drink. It is a symbol of addiction, war, greed, power, and how far companies will go to conquer the world.